Cheers, guys. Welcome back to a special video today. And today is truly a celebration because at long last, my book is finally finished. And I have it right here for you guys. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview, a little sneak peek into the book so you can see for yourself what all is included in it, how I've finished it finally at long last, because I was working on this. I think I began working on it back in July. And I think if I go back to my right here, I had an announcement and I asked you guys what all you wanted me to include in the book. And I had a little voting thing. And that was in July. That was 5 months, almost 6 months ago now. And you guys voted. You guys showed up and voted here, and so I've included everything that I wrote in here. But I also made sure to really include with the neuroscience and psychology, because a lot of you guys, that was the most voted thing. But let me just break into this here and show you guys exactly what all is in this thing. So here it is. It's a PDF, and if you scroll down through it, it's an interactive PDF, which is another nice thing here. And this is my first time making a book, so this took me a long time to do this, guys. But I've created it in a fashion too, to where you can click on these different sections here, and it'll take you directly to it. So it's an interactive ebook. It has also, as you scroll through it, it has links that link to different videos, different other resources. So it is, most of the links begin in this second section here, but it is really, when you go through it, in addition to that, I've also included at the beginning of the book, right here, this meditation music, which is, there's a lot of meditation music out there. There's a lot of hypnosis music out there. But really this particular track I've mentioned to you guys before in a recent video, and I have a link that you guys can go click on it and download it. It's an hour-long track, and it has really been hugely vital to me, at least in focusing, getting this book done. Every time I click on this particular track, it really, really helps me get into that state of relaxation, that state of focus. And as you will see in the video, and as you probably already know to some degree, that alpha theta level of mind is so crucial for supercharging your results when it comes to affirmations, when it comes to creating any sort of change. That is what, Emile Coué, the godfather of autosuggestion, aka affirmations, called it hypnosis, because essentially that's what you're doing. And so the whole first section here is explaining as well the reasons from the scientific backed reasons on why this works. This entire thing works anyways. Why is it that directing our self-talks, that affirming and dialing in that inner narrative really, really begins to almost brainwash ourselves for success? Why is it that works? Because we know that the opposite works true too. If you hear a lie often enough, or if you tell yourself a lie often enough that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve this, that you're not worthy of this, then you begin to take on those beliefs, and that begins to affect the way that you show up. And that begins to, I talk about the quantum physics as well. And when you collapse these waves into particles, now you've made a decision, you've made an interpretation about reality that is now informing the way that reality reflects that back to you, right? We know that the 3D reflects the 4D. So, I go into all of this. So then it's like all these different sections. I have, after the neuroscience, I go into examples and stories from well-known celebrities and people. And then I got like little resources there that you guys can click on. To hear their interviews, hear like their process. I dive deep into different processes that specific people have used, and that way you can use their own process if you so wish. Then I go into how to incorporate these affirmations into your daily routine, and I really have all of the best techniques that I have discovered over the course of the years of me doing this, and I provided the best examples as well. You can see here, chapter 4. And you see all these techniques listed out here. There's almost 200 pages in this book. This is not like a quick ebook that a lot of people will make these quick ebooks that are like, people will say online too, like, you can make an ebook in an hour. All it takes is like make an ebook in a day. I've been working on this for, as I said earlier, almost 6 months. And I really prolonged the process. I could have been done 2-3 months ago, but I wanted to keep adding things because I really wanted to give you guys, like, over deliver with everything that's in here, because I've really covered every single technique and very like obscure techniques that you probably never heard of before. Certain techniques I've got from certain mentors over the years, others from obscure like books, others from I've even gone to like certain ceremonies and then been taught certain things at different places that you're really not going to find anywhere else, at least not in the way that I have broken them down, and not in this format where you can literally switch and click on any of these sections and refer to it immediately. So then the next part that I have is techniques for resistance and self-doubt, how you can reframe negatives. This part right here is, there's a lot of techniques in this, but then I even go into a section that I created at the, like, just recently, that are advanced techniques. So there's some bonus techniques at the end of this in the last chapter about resistance and negative emotions. But these are more advanced techniques. So you may want to start with the initial chapter on that. But at the end of the book, there's a lot of stuff like when nothing else is working that you can try. And there's some very counterintuitive techniques in here. Then, the other last part of this main area is specific areas. I give you guys techniques for relationships, money, career, health, and really just lists of affirmations that you guys can steal, that you guys can use for your own, that you guys can use to make your own recordings or whatever you want. You can even just take them and use them, because a lot of the ones that I have are some of the best ones that I've found or come across or come up with myself, like I said, over the course of doing this for such a long time. And I talk about like hypnotic phrases and certain ways of phrasing language so that they seep into the subconscious more easily. There's certain ways that we can say things that will actually have a more, then there's different states, like I've mentioned in many videos. Some of them are more gentle suggestions, and some of those are going to be better when we're not in the best state. Others are more conviction, full on, this is true, declarations, proclamations. And so there's different techniques depending on where you're at along this emotional scale. And you'll find that by going through these, you'll be inspired, and you hopefully will be able to come up with your own or customize them or even combine them. But there's a lot of techniques, hypnotic phrases, process-oriented statements and affirmations. I have ones on productivity. There's ones on success on social media, physique, appearance, health, quantum jumping. Like, there's just a lot of stuff in here, guys, a really lot. Then the final thing I'll touch on here is this advanced, we got the complaining manifestation, inner conversations from presupposed fulfillment, allowing the universe or a higher power, God, whatever you want to call it, to work through you to essentially achieve what it is that you want and bring you solutions, bring you answers. And there's also a whole thing in here on ChatGPT and just really like using AI to come up with scripts, using AI to come up with affirmations for yourself, using AI to come up with that perfect day in the life that, again, you can read to yourself. The mirror technique is also in here. Like, the best examples, I have my own success stories in here. It's chock full of stuff, guys. Like I said, it's almost 200 pages. I'm not going to beat a dead horse talking about it anymore. I'm just going to say you guys can click on it in the description. You will be given access to it immediately. That's the nice thing about digital products, the fact that this is an ebook. I was also contemplating, making this like a paperback book and doing like an Amazon release, because they have the whole Amazon KDP thing where you can just do direct to publishing or whatever. But I think this turns out a lot better because you get it instantly. And it's also, like I said, interactive. Like I said, you can download certain things. There's different links that reference different techniques in here that I talk about. Like, there's interviews, there's examples, there's case studies. And when you watch people, like when you go through it and are able to interact with the book, it kind of just takes on a life of its own. It's more than just a book, right? Because you can go and, again, click on different sections, go at your own pace, and really kind of take the experience of going through the material and understanding the material at your own pace and in a way that really works for you. by understanding, by looking at the examples, by hearing the examples in some cases, by watching the videos that are linked within there. So with that being said, guys, like I said, it's a big day, big celebration for me personally. I've never done anything like I've created things before, but this book, you know, my free ebook on how to get rid of limiting beliefs, I worked hard on that book as well, and that's also a great resource for the specific getting rid of your beliefs. But this book, the amount of information in here is truly like over 10 years of me researching, studying, experimenting with my own trial and error that have gone into this, in addition to, like I said, the past 6 months of researching, studying, writing, compiling the book. Then I like formatting the book. Formatting the ebook itself was a whole thing that I had to learn how to do. So it's really been a process, and it's been an enjoyable process, but also sometimes it's like, you know, not every single moment of every single day when you're working on something, when you're working hard on something, is always enjoyable. But it has been a labor of love. I'm really, really glad and proud to be finally done with it and finished, and have something that I really think is going to serve you guys really well when it comes to, again, your self-talk, gaining control over those stories that you tell yourself, and therefore gaining control of your life. With that being said, guys, much love as always. Drop this video with a like, hit me with a subscribe, and click the link down in the description. There's no better time than right now. We're about to head into 2025, and if you can really begin to instill these ideas, these principles, so that you have the proof that you know that this is working from a science-based perspective. You've seen all the case studies, you've seen all the success stories, you've seen these celebrities using it. You've gone and you have access to literally all the best, most effective techniques, so that you don't have to worry about, oh, am I using this technique? Am I doing this right? Because I give examples, like some of the best examples that you can for any of the techniques, that popular Neville techniques, popular techniques that have just appeared on the internet, that have been around. And you no longer question whether you can get results with this or not. Now is the time, and I can't wait for your success stories. With anybody that is downloading the book, you can feel free to email me. My email, I believe, is linked on my channel. But yeah, feel free to let me know how these things are working for you, any feedback on the book. And really, really, like I said, can't wait to hear from you guys and the success that you guys have with this book. With that being said, much love. I will see you guys in the next video.